My name is Nonima Tikela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So I want us to talk about Constable Zungu's statement because that statement is problematic in all angles of it. It's very, very problematic. And the mere fact that Constable Zungu did not have even a real written statement is also problematic on its own. Maybe we'll do a separate video about that because that alone is a red flag. Okay. But now I want us to talk about what we were dealing with inside the court. Okay. Because right now, that statement was brought in, everything happened, and then it collapsed inside the courtroom, and Zungu was left exposed way before anyone can come and try to, let's say they said they're going to bring people that are going to corroborate him. Did he get someone to do that? There was no collaboration, no collaboration, no collaboration. There was nix. You know? About collaboration, collaboration, corroboration, collaboration, corroboration, zonke nje zanto zikaGinini, none existed for yena. Do you understand? There was none that existed. Now, what happens when a witness walks into the courtroom and suddenly can't stand his own statement? Not one contradiction, not two, but multiple holes in the same version. And now the question is no longer, is he reliable? The real question becomes, was this statement ever reliable to begin with? Because in this trial, once a statement cracks, the entire case can feel it, yes, son. The entire case can sense people to something is wrong with this. Something is not right here. Do you understand? The energy of that courtroom is something else. The energy of that courtroom, there is this situation of the spiritual realm in that courtroom. I don't know if you guys have noticed, because in that courtroom, there is dark forces, there is light forces. Busy in that courtroom. That situation is very serious. Honestly. Do you know what is also so strange about it all? There is Undanze, who's as innocent as they come. When I say innocent, I know he's a human being like the rest of us. We all have sins and stuff. But when it comes to criminal activities, Undanze is clean, according to what we have heard there. So we will take him as an innocent person, right? When it comes to that level of courtroom. He has no blood in his hands, no touching of firearms. It's just accusations that are baseless. Now, look at the spirits the energy that is moving across that courtroom. It tells you there is war. There is war in that courtroom, and it's very spiritual. It was something that started as if, we're just going to do this and this one are going to take a fall. And then it became too spiritual. Everything that happens there, don't take it very lightly. It is too spiritual. But one day you will understand if you don't understand now. Now, the first thing that happened there, the moment everything started shifting when it comes to Zungu, Constable Dabayake Aiko Zungu was not just any witness. He was positioned as someone who could link people, confirm relationships, strengthen the narrative. But then something dangerous happened. He distanced himself from his own signed statement. And in court, that is very devastating, Kesana. Because a statement is supposed to be your version, your memory, your truth. If you step away from it, the court starts asking, so whose version is this? Do you understand that Uzungu has done monakalo municipal? Secondly, now there are so many holes in that statement. And those holes, there are holes that changed everything. Let's break it down carefully. These are not small mistakes like forgetting a time, mixing up dates. No, these are structural holes. I'm going to count them up to 4, okay? Let's call it the first one. The ownership problem. He suggests the statement is not fully his. That means the document itself becomes questionable. Secondly, consistently Okay, the consistency collapsed from there. I don't know if you remember. What's in the statement versus what's said in the court doesn't add up. Now the court must decide which version is real or is either reliable. Do you understand? Thirdly, relationship confusion. Zungu calls Ndanzi a friend, someone that she knows, but he can't even tell the name of a village where he comes from. He could not even tell. Has links to other accused, but he does not remember them. Now, this introduces possible bias, possible protection, possible alignment. Do you understand? But now all of this is not assisting in any shape or form because it's a tricky situation. It's a tricky situation. Number 4, sources of knowledge problem. He said he knows these people. They are his homeboys. And again now, KZN people don't call each other homeboys. They don't. They don't call each other that. Now, did he see things himself or hear things from others? He includes Abo Gwabini, Abo Makosonke, and all of this because if it's the second hand, it's not strong evidence anymore. Now let's go to our points again. We were busy with that because that was point number 2 with those four tontons. Okay. Now point number 3. All of this situation, Gazungu and statement is very dangerous legally. Here is where it gets exclusive. In law, as a witness like Constable Ndabayake Ayiko Zungu is often used to connect the dots. But if that witness collapses, the connection collapses, the narrative weakens, the chain breaks. And in a circumstantial case like this one, a broken chain is equal to reasonable doubt. Kesana. Number 4, 4 possible explanations, the real battle of it all. Let's deal with that. The court now has to choose between 4 possibilities. Firstly, bad statement taking. Police may have paraphrased, perhaps, misrecorded, overstated, asas. Secondly, memory contamination. Over time, media conversations influence changed his memory, asas. Thirdly, retreat under pressure. He made a statement, but now in court, he pulls back on some of those things. Fourthly, statement was inflated. The original version may have been stronger than the truth. Do you understand? Do you understand? Yes. Point number 5 now. The real damage to the case. Let's talk about that. Here's the part most people miss. Zungu doesn't collapse alone. Anything that depends on him collapses with him. If he was used to link accused people, confirm association, support timelines, then once he weakens, those links are no longer safe. The court becomes cautious. The defense gains grounds. That is why we don't understand why he's still referring to Zungu when he speaks to Ndanzi, because Zungu failed dismally. Point number 6, the legal reality of it all. Courts don't need perfection, but they do need reliability, consistency, confidence in the witness. And when a witness contradicts himself, distances from his statement, shows possible bias, the court may say, we cannot safely rely on this. And once that happens, that evidence becomes noise, not proof. And those are the problems that Zungu's evidence faces now, because after the refusal of 174 because of him, now there were 3 witnesses that rubbished everything that he said. This is no longer just about Constable Ndabayake Ayiko Zungu. This is about something bigger. A statement that cannot stand, a witness who cannot anchor it, and a case that now has to survive without Zungu's nonsense. Because in court, you don't lose a case with one mistake You lose it when the pattern becomes undeniable. And uConstable Ndaba yakhe Ayikho Zungu is one of those witnesses that stand alone in an Ireland. He's an Ireland. Robben Island there. Robben Island there. Okay. So what are your thoughts when it comes to all of this? Because I feel like uZungu must just forsake with the evidence. And uJudge Ratha must do the right thing there. Do you understand? He must just do the right thing. Period. uZungu yena can just forsake for like, what are your thoughts when it comes to all of this? Do you think that uJudge Ratha will finally see the light when it comes to Zungu? In fact, he already said that he misdirected himself with the Section 174. Maybe because he saw Nxumalo made him see you were wrong when you use Zungu like this and that. And then he was like, then I was wrong. Do you think, in fact, let me not even think about it, but all I know is that Lady Justice will deal with Judge Ratha. Lady Justice will deal with Judge Ratha, and he will have no choice but to do the right thing. And that's that. Do you understand? So nje indaba yakhona, it doesn't stress me anymore. It does not worry anymore. Where you are sitting, what are your thoughts when it comes to the statement of Constable Ndaba yakhe Ayikho Zungu? Do you believe in him? Even after Makosonke came and said, I never worked with him from Carlton Center to Kupi Kupi because, and also he's the one that phoned me. And the year was 2017, not 2014. He is lying about such. And I have not spoken to him in a very long time. And he once visited me there where I work. And he is lying a lot about a lot of things here. And no, he didn't know most people because those people that he claims to know, not even me, I don't know IQ's number 3, number 4, number 5. So he lies. Even Undanzi, I started knowing him for 2016. So he's a liar. Do you understand? So what are your thoughts when it comes to all of this? Let's talk comment section. I'll see you on our next video. Bye-bye.